Hi everyone, welcome back. If you can see along here, I've got 8 troughs full of strawberry plants, and I haven't touched them for the past 2 years or so. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do today. I'm going to revitalise these strawberry plants, rejuvenate them. So what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm just going to tip them all out, separate all the plants off individually, and put some nice compost in there, soil in there. Mix in a bit of this chicken manure compost that I've got on this bed, and I'm going to replant them all, uh, space them out nicely again, and that way we should get a nice crop of strawberries this year, because I have been suffering in the past couple of years. There's weeds and they're all like overcrowded, where the runners just rooting all over the place. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So we've got quite a few to do, so I'll just show you one and I'll get the rest of them done. It'll be the same process for the whole lot. So I'll just empty them out and take the individual plants out, and I'll show you what I'm up to. So I'll get back to you in a sec and we'll make a start on that. Okay guys, so like I said, these are strawberry plants in here. There's loads of them in here now. I started off with 4, but each year they put in the runners and they kind of just overtaken this whole planter. There's all sorts of weeds and stuff in here, and they're really suffering a bit in here. So today I'm going to show you how to revitalise your strawberries. So to start with, I'm just going to get rid of all the dead stuff that's in here, and we're going to empty out the whole thing and replant these back into here with some nice fresh soil. So you don't have to be too gentle with them. They're pretty tough things, these strawberry plants. So first things first, so empty that out. Oh, look at that. Oh. So we'll just loosen up the roots on here. Get rid of any of these weeds that are in here. There's a bramble growing in there. If you wanted to, you could replant that somewhere. Get some blackberries off it. More weeds, not sure what they are. Get rid of them. So in here, there's lots of strawberry plants which need to be taken out. So just work away the compost or the soil. So there's one plant right there. So we take off any dead or dying leaves. Leave the nice, healthy looking leaves. Don't take too much off of the roots. We can replant that like that. So there's one. So it's just a case of getting each plant out individually, tidying it up, sorting it out. Take off any old leaves, old bits of from the last year's growth. Another plant in there. So there's 2 strawberry plants. So there's absolutely loads of them in there now. There's about 3 or 4 there, all clumped together. And they will compete with each other for nutrients, so they need their own space. So it's best to separate them out. Any of the old ones, these are quite new ones, you can tell by how small the crown is. So that's probably last year's runner. But if you've got if you find one of the original old ones, they only last 2 or 3 years, maybe 3 to 4 if you're lucky. But like that one, so every year you're going to get less and less on that. So the old ones can kind of go. There's another little one there, even that little one there, with hardly any roots. Probably in a few weeks' time, you'll have loads of roots and you get a decent crop off of it. But this one here, which is one of the original plants, which is probably about 5 years old now. I mean, you can replant it and you'll probably still get some strawberries, but each year older they get. Look at how old that is. Look how thick that crown is there. So that's an old plant, so it's best to replace your old ones every 3 or 4 years, I would say. So I'll probably get rid of that one. We'll keep the little younger ones. Just so that we get a nice harvest of strawberries. So don't worry too much about damaging the roots or anything. The strawberry plants are tough little things. You can separate off the plants like that. As long as it's got a little bit of root, it'll regrow. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Snapped that one, so get rid of him. 7. 8. So just get rid of the old leaves. Another one there. That looks like another one of the originals. So we'll either get rid of that or I might just plant it somewhere just to see how it goes. So that's all the plants separated out. So all this soil, which has been in there for a good few years, will be running low on nutrients. So what I would do, get rid of all the roots and rubbish that's in here, and then I'm going to mix in some of my chicken manure compost, which I've just sprinkled on my bed recently. So I'll mix a good few handfuls of that in there. And we'll get some fertiliser. Okay, so now that I've got the chicken manure compost in here, and I've just put on there from my veg bed. So this is homemade chicken manure compost from our chickens. So I'll mix all that in to this soil. And I am going to reuse the soil. There's no harm in reusing soil. You just need to amend it again. So got some fish blood and bone here. So I'm going to take a good couple of scoops of this, a couple of spoonfuls of this. Sprinkle it on there. Mix it into the soil. Keep going to call it compost. It's the same thing really, soil. So give that a good old mix in. big old worm, and you can stay in there. And now I'm just going to refill the pot back up with this stuff. Make sure the drainage holes are unblocked. And you could put something over the drainage holes to stop them getting blocked. So I'll just go and get a couple of bits of slate or something. Alright, so if you've got a pot like this, see it's got quite small holes in the bottom there. They don't need to be massive, but they will get blocked up very easily with the soil. So you can use stone or rock, some pebbles. I've got lots of this slate lying around, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to place it over the holes. I might break it up a little bit more. So just place it over the holes in the bottom there, and it just stops the soil going through and blocking up the holes. Then we'll refill the pot with our amended soil. Take out any weeds as we go along. Any old roots and stuff you find. Don't worry about taking stones and stuff out because they'll improve the drainage. Always makes me laugh when I see people sitting there taking all the little stones and stuff out of the soil. Unless you're growing carrots, stones are a good thing. Any bits of twigs and stuff, they're all good. They'll break down in there and feed the soil. They don't need to remove them that sort of thing. So we fill that up right to the top. And we'll replant our strawberry plants in there. There's one there. So we'll just make a hole with your hand. You can use a tool if you want. And we'll just plant each strawberry plant back in. Make sure you leave the crown sticking out. Now this top bit here is the crown. Don't want to bury that. You want to leave that sticking up about that far. So my hand here is where you want the soil level to be. You don't want to bury it down like that because you just encourage rot and pests. And you want it up so that the strawberries can dangle down a bit. Got one in there. Go for 4 in here again. I'll just put 4 of the healthier looking ones in. Try and get the roots down to the bottom of the pot. I choose the ones with the best roots on them, and I'll either put up the other ones somewhere else and give them away. It'd be a shame to throw them away, but if you end up with too many, then obviously you may have to get rid of some of them, put them in the compost bin. But I'm sure I can find homes for them. And just press the soil around the roots. Okay, so that's all there is to it. So I've got to do the rest of these pots now. Hundreds of strawberry plants there. So from the original 4, which I put in here to begin with, I ended up with about 10, and that's with me already taking loads out each year. So the strawberries are prolific; they will spread and spread if you let them. But every year the plants get older. After the first 3 or 4 years, production will start going down. So hopefully these 4 plants here will give us a nice harvest this year. So I'll go and get the rest done and get back to you when I'm finished. Okay, so that's all the strawberry plants potted up now. So again, 4 in each of these pots here. And 6 in each of these pots here. So that should give me plenty of strawberries this year, hopefully. And it's been a glorious day. And I've still got a whole bucket of strawberry plants in here. So figure out something else to do with them. Might put a little strawberry bed down here somewhere where them bottles are. If you're wondering what they are, I'm going to use them as like little mini greenhouse cloches, just for whatever I decide to plant under them. So anyway guys, just flip you around quickly. Okay guys, so my spare strawberry plants that I didn't plant into the planters over there. So I've saved the best looking ones, and I've decided to do a little strawberry bed here. So I think I've got 19 plants there. So I've just amended the soil with some bloodfish and bone and give it a quick dig in, and I've laid these on top just to get an idea of the spacing that I want them. So I'm going to go and get these planted now. And the other spare ones, the smaller looking ones, I've just potted them up because I'm going to sell them or give them away to friends and family. So I've got 35 spare ones there, 40 in the planters over there, and 19 over there. So from my original 4 plants that I bought about 4 years ago, so far I've got about 80 odd, maybe even 100. So plenty of strawberries. Okay everyone, so it's taken me pretty much the entire day to do that, and I've got this lot here planted now, and I've just put this little wire fence around here, just put in 4 stakes and wrapped a bit of wire around it, just to deter the cats a little bit from raking it, because they do like the fresh soil. Just after you've turned it over, they love to come in here and dig it up. So I've got all them planted in them troughs around there. So I've got 35 in little pots up there, which I'm going to try and give away or sell. 20 in there, so we should have an amazing crop of strawberries this year, hopefully, fingers crossed. So anyway guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope I've not chopped my head off in this camera angle. I'll step back a bit. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, I hope you will subscribe to me and like the video. Any questions, anything I've left out, feel free to leave a comment below. Anyway guys, catch you on the next one. Have a great week.